What's up, everybody? We are back at the one-page one-shot club. We got some fresh faces. We've rotated. We're going to do some awesome stuff tonight. I am your host, question mark, Ryan Doyle from the Verdigris table. Beside me, digitally, is...
I am Brad Wolf from Diarden.
I am John from Double Crit Fail.
And I'm Stephanie from Stephanie Plays Games.
And I'm
steering the ship. Oh no!
Haphazardly, at least. I'm Twin Steel. I collect house rules, and I'm a contributor, helper, community member for Nimble 5e, which we're going to be playing today.
Yay!
It is my hope that I can comfortably and naturally transition this into this relatively quickly and simply by telling you that all of you have something important to you that is being held hostage. If you wish to see your loved ones or valuables again, you must find the treasure of Captain William Bell. Tonight, villains have taken hostage someone or something precious to each of you. If you return with the famed treasure of Hell's Bell, you can be promised their safe return. Thus, you drift through the haunted bayous, said to lead to the cenote that holds the cursed ship and her crew. The moon is bright, the heat is oppressive, small and not so small bugs bite, and under the sticky and sickly green light surrounded by the smell of mud and peat, hands suddenly grasp your boat. And I am going to attempt my best to make Owlbear Rodeo do what I want it to do. Boom. 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 And
dang.
Boom. Immediately, several zombies grasp your ship, we'll generously call it a ship, and attempt to climb aboard or flip it over. The first thing you do in any Nimble combat is roll initiative, and that will tell you how many actions you have. And whoever's ready first gets to go first. The way you roll initiative is you literally roll a d20 and you add your little initiative bonus. If you get a 10 or higher, you get 2 actions. If you get less than that, you get 1 action. And if you're among the lucky few who gets a 20 or higher, you get all 3 of your actions during the first turn. You don't need to tell me your number. You just need to take your action whenever you are ready to go. So who'd like to go first?
I am so sorry. How many actions do you get for each roll?
So when you roll your initiative, if it's less than 10, you get 1. If it's more than 10, you get 2. And if you're very lucky and get a 20 or higher, you get all 3 of your normal actions.
Got it. Cool.
Okay. I'm ready to start swinging.
Excellent. Go for it.
The one next to me, I'm going to swing my great maul at as it's clawing onto my beautifully handcrafted raft. How dare you downgrade it from a ship?
Perfect. All right. So a two hits. It only misses on a 1, and it explodes on a 12. So that hits. So for your first action, you roll off. You do 2 damage to this strange pirate bedecked zombie. And how many actions do you have left this turn?
I have 1 more, and I think I'm actually going to swing at it again. I think I'm going to do some big arcing sweeps.
Excellent.
So with disadvantage, right?
That's correct. Now I will say you can do whatever you want. I'm just filling in here. If you use the rage action,
that's right. I get to rage.
You'll get your rage dice, and those persist, and you can use them to do useful things like increase the amount of damage you do when you attack.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to rage instead.
That's absolutely fine. Are your rage dices D4 right now?
Yeah, for some reason my brain is silly, and D6s always seem like they should be D4s to me.
All right, 3. All right, so you'll hang on to that number. There are things that can promote that value.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I need
I just like rolling dice.
Just one at a time for now.
Instinctually, it makes me want to move them to the corners of this because it's a tray.
Perfect. No worries. All right, so you attack.
I have a 3. Yes.
And then you rage, and next turn,
Two-
you may do it in the other order. That's fine with me.
Yes, I will remember next turn.
No worries. Okay, who'd like to go next?
I'll go.
Go for it.
All right, so I am Hopper. I'm a little bun, about the size of an actual bunny, except I'm anthropomorphic. I stand on 2 feet. So it takes an action to move, right?
That's correct.
So I'm going to hop my way over to this zombie by Welby, and I'm going to attack the zombie that is on the edge of the raft with my dagger. So that's a 1d4. Okay, so that's a 2, but I'm going to use my level 1 ability called Vicious Opportunist to turn that into a 4.
Nice.
It's just something I can do. I am the cheat. I can cheat once per turn. So I'm going to make that a 4 for the exploding dice, plus 2 for my modifier, and then I'm going to roll the d4 again since it's exploded. Re-roll for an additional 3.
Nice.
So
you can keep explode. If it happened to be a 4, you can keep exploding over and over again.
Yep. I just pop over to Welby and take 2 little swipes at this zombie's chest as it's like floating partially above the water.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh, I'm so invested in protecting our little bunny friend.
Excellent. So, sinking your. Tell me what that looks like.
Like I think Welby. I don't know what you're doing, if you're like how prepared you are, but like as soon as these zombies pop up, I see Shio take out that zombie, and I think I want to be cool too. So I just pop on over, and I just 2 little dashes left and right, back and forth against that zombie's chest, and then I turn toward Welby, and I give him a little rabbit thumbs up with my little paw.
At which point Welby, who I'm assuming had his nose in a book and didn't even realize what was going on until you stabbed the thing that was right behind him, now snaps too. And I've never played this before, so help me out. What does Spark Step do?
So Spark Step is a cantrip you can use to move to, as long as it's within 4 spaces, move to a piece of metal.
Okay, which we don't have metal on our illustrious ship.
If your friend has metal and you want to jump over to him, you can. Like you could jump over to some like Luxor, who's got a piece of metal. If you want to bail out.
Gotcha. Well, that was my first instinct, was to run, but then the little bun came over to help me. I don't want to leave him behind. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and try to freeze this zombie with my ice.
Oh, I like that.
And so what do I roll for that?
So you're casting one of your ice cantrips, is my understanding correct?
Right.
So you're going to cast ice. You're doing Ice Lance or Snow Blind.
Ice Lance sounds like it does damage, so I'm going to go with that.
It does. So you'll roll 1d6, and it does cold or piercing damage, which at this point not a problem. You can choose, and I'll let you in. It doesn't matter on this particular enemy. If you hit, they are slowed. That means they go for half speed.
All right. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. All right. Spells explode too, as long as they're not AoEs. So you can do that again.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, and again. Okay.
So that doesn't miss, it just adds 1.
Gotcha. So that's 13 damage I just did?
Yeah.
I
What
like
does it
that.
look like when you take this guy out?
Oh, I imagine I just like shoot this like sharp like ice like sword right through its chest.
Oh, nice. So you blast a hole in this thing's chest, and it sinks under the water, and disappears from view. And how many more actions do you have left?
Let's see. So that's just the one action then, right?
That's the one you. Yep, that's the one
casting
you
the
did.
cantrip.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and do that again.
All right. You'll roll with disadvantage because it's with the
Doing the
rushed
same-
attack.
Yeah, doing the same thing in the same turn, right?
So these, if you attack, each time you attack, it stacks up disadvantage. So spells and physical attacks, ranged or melee, all kind of count towards the same rushed attack penalty.
Gotcha.
Well, 5 and 5.
All
So
right.
you take the 5. Who are you attacking?
I'm going to go ahead and hit the one over here that's closest to me now that first one's gone.
This one.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, another 5, and since you hit, it is slowed, covered in frost. It's really not moving at the pace it was before. It's struggling to climb onto this raft that you guys are all upon. And
Lovingly built ship.
who's next?
So I have to choose one ally in my party to be the devoted protector of. And I
Yes.
was really struggling with that choice until someone rolled up a rabbit. So, that is clear.
Agreed.
I am going to swing my long sword at this fellow right here.
Beautiful.
Have at thee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Got an 8 and a
Oh,
7.
That is 17 points of damage total.
What does it look like when you take this guy out?
I just slice his head off, whoop, and I'm just like looking over my shoulder at where the rabbit is. So cute.
You're just like absent-mindedly cleaving through the undead hordes as you are more focused on the target of your devotion. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. All right, yeah, that's one action. Which have you? How many more?
Yeah, that's all I got. I only have the one.
All right. So has everybody done their actions?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at the end of, just recall that at the end of your turn, you get all 3 of your actions back. So everybody should be up to full at this point. By default in this game, it's kind of side based. The heroes go and then the monsters go. So we're going to have each of the monsters go for basically their closest target, and you're going to see some familiar faces as the headless body of the zombie that you just chopped off the head of leaps back up and attempts to grab you, Luxor.
Oh no.
And let's see how that goes. It rolls a 4 plus a 4, and okay, so that's going to be 5 on the dice plus another 4 from its base bonus damage. So that's going to be 9. Of course, you could always defend.
Defend.
Okay, defend. So that's going to drop it by your armor. What's your armor?
12.
Okay, so you just take no damage. Now, one of the interesting things about this game is that some abilities that monsters have are on hit, and some are on damage. So these particular creatures, you may know this as a man who's aware of the holy and the unholy, that zombies on damage will grapple individuals. So since you negated all that damage, you are no longer at threat of being grappled.
The holy nope.
Pardon?
The holy nope.
That's right. And the hole in his chest frozen lance zombie emerges once again from the stagnant waters of this bayou and lunges at the guy who killed him. That makes sense. And rolls. That's cockeyed. There we go. Rolls a 1. Oh, missed. So lunges at you. Clearly, having a hole in its chest has impeded its ability to close its arms around you, missing horribly. The other 2, let's see. This one that has been cleaved is going to attempt to grab onto Shio with a 2 plus 4. That is 6 damage, which you can take, or you can. Berserkers don't. I mean, you can defend, but berserkers aren't the best at defending.
I think I'm gonna deal with it.
Okay. And then I'm just trying to switch over to. I'm juggling too many screens for a person that only has one. So please forgive me. There we go. And Oh, and one of the things you can do, this is totally up to you. You can reduce incoming damage by spending your rage dice.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna keep my rage dice. We'll see how
Okay.
this works out for me.
Absolutely. Let's see here. So we did that, and there's one more. Okay, the last one. I'm trying to click on the wrong screen. There we go. The last one slowly lurches onto the raft. Since it is frozen, it's not doing a great job at moving very quickly, but it does. I'm going to say head over to Hopper and attempt to
No.
grab the tiny little bunny.
What did I do?
You were just so cute. That's 2 plus 4, so that's 6 on hit.
Okay, I have armor of 5, so I would like to defend.
Okay, all right. So the only among you then. So that's damage too. So Shio and Hopper both will be grappled at this point. And while this zombie Hopper has already used its move to get to you and is slowed, this one Shio actually still has its move left, and it's going to try to pull you into the water. So I'm going to give you this chance to do a strength save.
Okay. And I have advantage on that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So roll that up. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, both of those are great.
13.
Perfect. Yeah, it was.
Or I guess 15 because I have plus 2.
Yeah, you needed to get a strong 10, so you're good. So you're basically holding this thing as it's trying to drag you back. You're locked in arms, and that's going to make it back to everybody else's. Yep, everybody else's turn. Go ahead.
So the one that's grappling me, how do I deal with grapples?
If you want to get out of a grapple, you can use an action to do that.
I assume I need to not be grappled to attack it.
You can attack. So that's one of the things that so that we're all on the same page. If you're grappled,
I can just attack that.
Yep. So the definitionally grappled means cannot move. Attacks against you have advantage.
Okay. I am going to not escape the grapple then. And that's what I'm just going to use my great maul to kind of like jabby style poke this thing, trying to get it off of me.
Last time you told me you wanted to rage, so I'm just throwing that out there.
So should I do the other dice first? Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna rage first.
You don't have to. It's totally up to you.
It stacks, right?
It does stack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let's take advantage of this. Okay,
nice.
So I have a 3 and a 2 right now for rage, and then I'm gonna attack, which is good. So that's 4 plus 5 is 9.
Excellent. So what does it look like when you cut this thing down, or I crush this thing down?
I think that it's one of its arms attached to me just kind of melts off its body with my little like spiky great maul things. That's what it's a corpse. It's kind of disintegrating. So I think it loses a little bit of an arm as I glance over at my little bunny friend being like, no, Hopper, watch out.
All right. You kind of rip off this thing's arm like at the shoulder, so some of its chest also falls off. It's a rotting corpse that has been imbued with mobility, but not being held together by anything but rotting sinew. So it's kind of sloughing off its limbs as you beat it down into submission, and it drops into the water, having released you.
Perfect. When I use rage dice, do they stay or do they like?
They stay.
Okay,
they stay.
Perfect.
If you spend them to
for the
that all you got
version of defense, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then they go away.
And is that guy just 1 square away from me?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I attack him with disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
Boop. That is a 5 to hit. Or sorry, a 3.
Wait, was it a 1 and a 3?
Yeah. Is it
Okay.
left or right?
Oh, so with disadvantage, sorry, to make that clear, with disadvantage, you take away the highest, and with advantage, you take away the lowest.
Oh, okay. So we change. Okay.
So
So no, I miss.
right. So primary dice for rolls are
Yeah.
the
that's
leftmost, but with advantage and disadvantage, it's which ones you kick out or take away. So that's a miss, which is honestly kind of unusual since you have the largest dice weapon. But
It's not unusual if you're the lowest roller of them all.
all right, who's up next?
I think I'll go ahead and I'd like to try to escape the grapple of this zombie that's got me.
Okay, you can use Dex or Strength.
Okay, so I will try Strength.
Okay, so you'll make a Strength save.
All right, so let me roll that D20. And that is,
Nice.
let's see, a 10 plus. Then let me find my sheet real quick. -1. That's a 9. I have an ability called Wily Underdog that when I fail a strength roll, I can use another stat instead.
Oh,
so
nice.
I think now I will try the Dex. See, this is the cheats version of advantage.
Perfect.
So, all right. So that is something I can do, I believe, once per day or once per, once per day. So here's my Dex roll. Plus, oh my gosh, 4 is, yeah. So I'm trying to bounce away. This thing has just got me like by the scruff of my, back of my fur. And like, I'm trying to like swing at it, but like it's got me like arm's length away, so I can't even reach it. So instead, I'm gonna pull out my sling and just like pull back. And I think I have disadvantage because I'm within 5 feet, but I'm gonna try to use my sling against it.
Okay. All right.
So this is a 1d4. And I rolled a 2. Question.
Mm-hmm.
I can still use that vicious opportunist once per turn. So I can use that right now. Is the zombie distracted by my friend who's within 5 feet?
They are, but one of the no, they are, and it says when you hit a distracted target in melee. So you go for it, buddy.
Oh,
you can change that up, and since it's a vicious weapon, you get to roll 2 d4s since you quote unquote crit.
Cool. Okay. Let me do that. See, I have 2 screens, but I'm not smart enough to put things on different screens. So, all right, that is I can't even read what those are. Is that a 2 and
a 1 and a 2?
1
okay.
and a 2. Yeah, and the 1 is on the left. So I guess that's a miss.
Oh no! So when you explode, you can't miss on the exploding part. So you hit because you initially hit, if I remember correctly, and then you promoted it to a 4.
Yes.
And then when you roll the exploding dice, those can't miss. So the ones are just ones.
Great.
Yeah. So you've got this guy. That was a total of
4 on the
5,
first,
6,
plus
7,
two, and then
8,
because I have a 2 modifier, and then the additional 3. And I don't know if you add the plus 2 again on the exploded dice, but
you don't add the plus 2 again on the exploded dice. But since you crit, if you want, you can also add the sneak attack. Since once per turn, when you crit, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage.
I would love to do that. Thank you.
If you want.
That is an additional 2 damage.
Oh, nice. So what I'm gonna say, what does it look like when you take this guy down?
Yeah, I think he's got 1 missing eye, and I just pull back and I shoot my little sling bullet into its missing eye, and it shoots its head back and rocks and falls back into the water.
Boom. I like that.
And I think I have 1 more action because I use 1 to try to escape and then 1 to use the weapon. So I'm going to just move and bounce my way over to Luxor's shoulder because I don't like these guys coming at me. And I believe I'm done.
All right. That makes it there's going to be a kind of a surprise as you all are as you all have been distracted by this, you didn't notice a group of archers appear from the woods below and begin firing upon you with their bows. These skeletal archers have you just within range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Welby and Shio are just within range, so they're going to roll, and we'll see here. That's Welby got 2 for so 5 damage, and Shio got 4 5 damage.
Can I use my "that's all you got" and spend one of mine to reduce it to 1?
Yes, you can, and you can pick the smaller of the 2 if you so desire.
I do desire.
All right, and so I was hit as well. Is that right?
That's correct. I think I rolled a 2, so for 2 damage.
All right, and I have 2 armor.
Oh, just enough if you want.
Okay, so then I would spend my action to defend. Is that right?
That's correct. You can spend an action to defend.
Okay, and real quick, do we re-roll initiative every round?
Nope, you just always get 3 after the first round.
Oh, after the first round, you're always at 3. Okay, cool. So I still have 2 left.
That's right.
All right. And so Welby then, who is a little gnome with like big old mutton chops, like red, fiery orange, like shaggy hair and big shaggy red mutton chops, is very grateful because he thought he was going to have to save the bunny, but very grateful that the bunny hopped away. So now I do want to use that spark step.
Oh, perfect.
To just head right over there by Luxor.
All right. Yeah, you've got that.
All right. And does that use an action when I do that?
Yes.
Okay. And so I've used 2 actions at this point. 1 to defend, 1 to spark step. And then these zombies are still trying to get up on our raft, correct?
That's correct.
Our beautiful handcrafted raft. Not janky.
And so I'll go ahead and do my ice attack again, that ice lance on this guy.
All right. On the guy on the right. Yep. Okay. Go for it.
And a 5.
Nice. All right. So this time on this headless gentleman, when you launch this ice lance, it basically pierces through his body, freezes him, and shatters him like so many liquid nitrogen frozen roses that you saw in various internet videos a few years ago. So it is shattered and depleted and almost certainly not coming back.
Almost.
I like the sound of that.
I am happy to defend you all, but I'm afraid if we all stay on this side of the raft,
Our boat will tip over.
Oh no.
I'm gonna counterbalance the weight here.
You've diffused my secret end of turn action. So
The problem with playing with tables of GMs.
Yeah. I hope to build this raft, and I know it's not as illustrious as we claim. I miss.
Oh damn.
Ooh.
Leaving my radiant dice on the table, and that is my turn.
Oh man. All right. So the archers seeing is that everybody so far? Am I sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, the archers seeing that things aren't looking well, one of them actually turns tail and runs, and as it does, it drops something on the bank that you can't quite tell what it is right now because you are all currently being accosted by at least one more zombie that is attempting right now to grab your friend and pull them into the water. Let's see how that goes. So Luxor, it hits you for 3 + 4, 7, which we've already established. If it does damage, it will grapple you.
I'm gonna nope it. Holy no.
Nice. All right. So use your action to defend. You ignore that. It's not going to be a problem for you. These other two are going to fire. I'm going to say, here, let's see here. Count off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, each of you count off. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
1.
2,
2.
3.
4.
All right. It looks like the first one's going for 4, and the second one's going for a 4. Damn. Okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
My baby Bonnie.
Nice knowing you guys.
Oh my God. All right. So, does anybody?
Can you interpose if you're not the Oathsworn?
Yeah, anybody can interpose as
Okay,
long as
I
they're
wasn't
within.
sure.
As long as they're within 2, they can interpose. Anyone can.
I would like to interpose and for Hopper.
All right. 1, 2. So we'll move you over. You can either jump in front of him, or if you want, you can jump into that space and shove him out of the way. It's up to you.
I just straight up jump in front of him with my giant orc body.
Perfect. All right. So so that was a 4 and a 2. So we've got the first one was 6, and then the second roll is a 4 and a 3. So that was 7. Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Wow.
Okay.
So one of the the next one, since you've interposed,
That would have taken me out.
we're gonna say the next one. I'm gonna do a little ruling on the fly here. Since those were both aimed at Hopper, but now you're directly in the way of Hopper, I'm gonna say that one's gonna be at disadvantage. So we'll roll that second attack twice. So the first one does hit, but the second one is it's a 1, so it's a miss. So the second one misses because you were giving Hopper cover.
By the
but-
way, everyone, I have 1 HP.
Wow.
Should have pushed him in the water.
It's like that meme of the guy with all the arrows in the back.
Great job, Mom. Fantastic. All right. Yeah. And if you did you spend any of your dice to reduce the damage?
No, because I assume that takes an action, right? Like that.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No, it's free.
no?
It's free.
Oh, yes, I am going to spend the other dice. Okay, I made assumptions. Yeah,
So-
no. Okay, I have 4 HP left, and I got rid of that 3 left on my die.
Excellent. All right. So that's the monsters. You've got 1, 2 of these archers left, and 1 big chest full of whole zombie.
Bunny, what did I tell you?
GM, in your opinion, how far could a celestial throw a gnome?
What's your strength, Celestial?
Just a 2. Solid 2.
For fun, he's small. I would say roll a d6 and add 2 to it, and that's how far you can throw him.
Cool, because you can bamf back, right? You can
Oh, that's true.
teleport back to the boat.
Let's see. Can I use lightning spark more than once?
Yeah, you can cast your utility cantrips as often as you want.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. What the hell? Throw the gnome.
You want to go for a ride? Or should I just Ryan would throw the gnome first. Luxor's gonna kill zombies first.
Fair enough.
It's important to play your role. All right, I'm gonna swing at the zombie. That is a 6. That is 8 with 7 radiant on top.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So what does it look like when you lightsaber your way into this guy?
Stay dead.
Perfect. So
All
this
right,
kind
cut
of
him down.
smoking, smoldering corpse floats down the river and is dead and gone as far as you can tell.
I'm going to step up over here and take a knee in the proverbial alley-oop position.
Oh.
And that is my turn.
All right, who's up next?
Me. I will go next. So I'm gonna rage because that would be smart of me. Okay, so I'm gonna pocket my 2, and then like how fast are the currents? Is there like a strong undertow? What are we feeling on this? Oh no, I can't hear you. Is that my fault?
No, it's my fault.
Okay.
You guys have been pulling along gently through this kind of lazy bayou. So I'm gonna say it's not so fast that it's gonna be too much of a problem for one such as yourself.
Okay, so you said one of the archers dropped something as he was running away. So I was hoping to go do a like big swan dive off of the edge of the raft and start swimming to shore.
I like that. I like that.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so if I move again, would I make it to shore? Is swim speed the same as regular speed, or would it be 2 movements?
We usually count it as difficult terrain, but I feel like if you can make a might check of 10, then you can. Then I'll give it to you.
Okay, I like this. Come on, dice, be nice. My dice are not nice. That's a 6 total.
Oh dear. Well, okay, so it'll take you 2 whole moves to get there.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so I forgot. Diagonals are chill in this.
Yeah, it's by default. If you're moving from one square to the other, that's just one square.
Okay, so can I use my third move or my third action to attack this guy?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. Okay, I am going to swing my great maul. A 9 plus 2 is 11.
Nice. All right. You crush this thing's chest and knock off at least one of its arms. It's not going to be shooting any arrows anytime soon. And who's next?
I'll go. And her maul's made out of metal, right?
It is.
Yes.
So I'm going to use my spark step again. And so how close do I have to be when I use that? Do I have to be right next to her?
You have to be in a distance of 4, I believe. I will double check just to make sure so I don't cheat you. So I'm guessing if you want to do that, the most the easiest way to do it would be you would run, jump off, and then while you're in the air, spark step to your friend. Yeah, it has to be a range of 4. So run, jump off, and spark step to your friend.
And then
Cool.
once I'm there, I have to be 4 from her.
No, you'll be right next to her.
Okay. All right. So that's a move, and then the cantrip to do that.
Yes.
All right. So I have 1 action left. If I use my, where'd it go? My electrical discharge. That's a reach of 2. I'm not able to hit both of these guys, am I? Oh,
let's see here. Now, one of the special things about electrical discharge is you have to personally be charged to do that.
Oh, okay. So I am not charged up yet, so I can't actually do that then.
Correct. If you hit yourself with zap, or if you take electrical damage, you'll be charged. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Let's see. Then I'm going to stick with my. Well, let's see. I'm going to do snowblind then.
Okay. Snowblind.
On the skeleton right in front of me.
Excellent. Okay, so he's down 1 arm, and you're gonna, as long as you hit him, you're gonna blind him as well.
That's also a D6, correct?
That's correct.
There we go.
All right. This thing is now covered with a layer of snow. Skeletons don't really have eyes, but its eye sockets are full of packed snow, so it's definitely not going to be seeing anything anytime soon. Yeah,
I just imagine the the empty space inside his skull starts to like glow blue, and then his eye sockets just start to spill snow out.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a
have
lot.
Big question. Can I take a reaction before I take my turn? Like take a reaction and then immediately take my turn?
Yeah, so as long as you have the actions to do it.
Okay.
What is the thing you were wanting to do?
So I would like to interpose. And when I interpose, I can move up to my movement speed.
Oh, okay.
I guess I just don't know what the range of interposing is. Do I have to, for interposing, does that have to be something that's in like my melee range?
You have to be within 2 spaces of somebody
Two
to interpose.
spaces. Okay. Then
But
I guess I cannot
if you
do
can,
that.
I'm going to say if you want to hop, and interpose, I don't think you're quite close enough to achieve that particular feat.
It worked in my head. All right.
I mean,
so,
now that I know that you can do that, I'm looking forward to it happening.
yeah. He scratches that down in his little bunny or notebook. So I guess I will rush over here. 1, 2, and you said, Lexer, you were like taking a knee, like bent down.
Yeah, I was going to give Welby an alley oop, but I'm happy to.
Could
do
you
the
give
same
me
for
an
you.
alley oop instead?
Ooh, yeah.
So
I'll throw this rabbit into the marsh.
Okay, yeah. So I basically want to jump as he's throwing me, and hopefully that will, together with our powers combined, get me to the bank without having to.
We'll call that a help, and then you can roll something like a might or a finesse check with advantage. And
Okay.
if you beat a 10, then we'll say you can do that.
Yeah, let's call it a finesse because I'm
love
pretty good
that.
at those.
I feel like this is like a cheerleader, like flyer type thing.
I love it. You two. So Luxor is your devoted protector. You two have clearly practiced this at some point.
Yeah. So that's a 7 plus 3 is 10.
Awesome. So you're gonna land over here on the shore, I guess, like here-ish.
Sure.
Boom.
Okay. And then so that's, I don't know if that was 1 action or 2.
I clap.
I think that we'll call that. So did you move over to get to Luxor?
I basically moved to him, and as part of that movement, like leap as he was throwing me.
Okay. I think the total amount of distance you covered with that is probably enough that we need to call that 2 actions.
I think that's absolutely fair. So with my 3rd action, I'm going to take my dagger and take a swipe at the skeleton archer's ankle.
Oh, nice.
So D4.
The one that's like frozen.
Yeah, the one to the down and left of me.
Okay, the one that hasn't been targeted yet.
Right. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So that is a 4.
Nice.
So that explodes. I'm going to plus an additional 1, plus my 2 for my modifier. So I think that's a total of 7.
All right. That's excellent. So are you gonna you're like breaking this guy's ankles? Basically, you're like hobbling him by stabbing him in the legs.
Yeah, you see like little chips of bone, kind of.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. All right.
Like when you take an ice pick to a block of ice.
Good. It kind of gets lodged in there, and I have to like kind of like pull it out.
Brilliant. I love it. Tell me, has everybody used all their actions at this point?
I don't think Lexer has. Have you?
I did. I started that round.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So these two, I think they're going to try and turn tail and disappear into the forest. That incurs opportunity attacks from y'all. So everybody's in range to hit this guy. This one, I think only Hopper can attack. And since each reaction can only be done once per turn, you can't attack both of them. But if you use an opportunity attack, it's just you attack with disadvantage, but you still get to attack. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it uses one of your actions, you attack with disadvantage.
I'll do it.
I
I'll attack
want
the
to.
one that is to the left of us. Well, I
Okay.
guess whichever. The one I attacked
You're
before.
going for this one?
Yes.
All right. And then Shia's going for this one?
That's
Yeah.
a disadvantage.
Yes.
So 1 is a miss.
Okay.
Hey!
Nice. A 2.
+2 for my Great Maul. 4.
Nice. Do you have any rage dice left?
Oh, I do. Thank you. And that's also a 2. I have 6
Nice.
total.
All right. So this middle one goes down. You basically pummel that thing. It's been crushed, frozen, and now it also has gotten the Sub-Zero shatter treatment. This one's gonna slip into the forest, and they appear to be more proficient in moving through the dense mangroves than the average individual. So
Ooh.
so I'm gonna say this one is very dead. Bugh, in the middle. And the other 2 are have escaped into the woods. It might be reasonable for us to congratulate you for solving my undead raft puzzle.
Good job. We didn't sink.
Beautiful. I noticed that you specifically, Shio, you told me, so I don't want to forget this. You told me that you went there specifically to look at these things that fell on the ground. So you're going to find 2 vials full of a red powder that is that, you know what, just for the sake of time, it's a health potion made out of dried blood. There are 2 of them. Each does 2d4 + 4. And then you also find a bone necklace and it has a symbol on it, and then a talisman that has the same symbol on it. A talisman is something you can attach to a weapon to give it a one-time ability. So you guys can check these out. I also just want to say you can take time to rest, to chat, to do whatever you want. But I do want to know specifically, each of you, tell me who or what is held hostage.
I have a beloved great mace passed down by all of the clan leaders of my particular clan, and I can't imagine life without it. I can't be the one to lose the symbol of my people.
I like that.
And also it's sharp and pointy.
Perfect.
I will say Welby is looking for one of his fellow apprentices. My background says I'm an academy dropout, so I imagine that I have a friend who didn't get kicked out of the academy, and I owe him a favor. So the fact that he has gone missing is why I am here to rescue.
Excellent.
Rescue my buddy.
Excellent. And is this
and also your bunny?
That's right. Is he a little weirdling folk like yourself, or is he something else, or
I would say he's something else.
Okay.
Let's see. What are we not? We've got a weirdling, what
An
are you,
orc,
Stephanie?
I'm an orc.
bun, and a celestial. A celestial is like it's similar to an Aasimar.
Gotcha. So is there like a tiefling?
Yeah, they're like these something similar to that, a kind of a fiendish creature called a fiendkin.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll say my friend is a tiefling, and we'll call him Xerxes. How's that?
Ooh, I like that name. All right, so you're looking to save your friend Xerxes. Shia's looking to get the mace, get her tribe's mace, And then Hopper and Luxor, what are being held hostage for each of you? You guys are a pair, it seems.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's my grandfather's lucky rabbit foot.
Literally,
wanna
your
know.
grandfather's foot.
Oh no! Oh no!
I can't believe we used to do that. I remember in kindergarten, like buying a lucky rabbit's foot from like my Christmas gift store.
I can. Rabbits are adorable, but also delicious. I'm so sorry, Hopper. I had pet rabbits. I still eat them.
Oh,
Oh no!
I just don't eat my pets.
Oh man!
I don't know if that's in game or out game, and
I know. I'm
unclear.
I'm unclear too. I feel like there's some bleed is happening here.
Hopper took mine. I was also going to go with Lucky Rabbit Foot and be embarrassed about it.
Oh no!
But you know what? His grandfather's rabbit foot. I'm
He
just
had
here for
2
the-
feet.
Yeah, he had 4.
Oh, each got one.
Oh no!
That's
Like
why
the
we're
best
a pair.
friends
We
That's
like
why you're
necklace?
so good friends. It's like your friendship necklaces. Oh no!
Amazing.
Oh no!
I was going to be like filled with shame about it, but he also has one, so it's cool.
I like that. I'm gonna get you all. Everybody gets inspiration for these fantastic ideas.
Yay, thank you.
Let you re-roll anything, including an attack. Just re-roll any instance of dice that you're going to roll. So let's see here. We've talked about why you're here, kind of what each of you is. I had one other question. Oh, right. There's a symbol on the talisman and on the bone necklace, and it is the symbol of William Bell and his ship. What is the symbol of this pirate that you're looking for?
Ooh. Shit.
Anyone?
I think I'm looking.
What his last
For-
name? I was going to say his last name is Bell, right?
Yes.
So I was going to say like Blackbeard's, right? It's like the demonic skeleton, but instead of like holding the sword, it could be holding the bell.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like that. A skeleton holding a bell. That makes that. I mean, that's perfect. That's perfect. So the talisman is of that, or I should say, the talisman is rocking a disc that has that symbol on it, but it's cold to the touch. And whoever applies it to their weapon will be able to once deal an extra D12 cold damage on a strike whenever they want. That's just part of their attack, and then it disappears. And then the bone necklace. It's you know what? I'm so sad that Jim didn't make it because it's a puka shell necklace.
Oh.
But it has a little talisman. It has that little same demonic skeleton holding a bell, and that whoever's wearing it once can add 1d12 to their armor when they defend.
Oh man, that's
So I
it. You can see Shia looking crestfallen because they wanted to be decorated in more bones. But I look at my armor wearing buddies and parse it out.
Well, in the ancient law of finders keepers, you can take the talisman.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of feel like our little bun friend might want that talisman.
We got to keep him alive. Give him the.
Yeah,
I've sealed my fate to
should
his.
Keep it. Shio?
Okay,
Good on
okay.
you.
If you guys say so. How's everyone's health looking?
Oh yeah, we can use this opportunity to take a rest if you want to use those.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, so in Nimble you have a safe rest, which is basically when you're in town and your DM says, look, you're not under assault. This is not currently the situation that you find yourselves in. So you're on a field rest. A field rest, you can roll any number of hit dice. Each time you roll your hit dice, you add your strength to it, and you just add those up to your health. and get the results that you want. If you were to spend like 8 hours to bivouac by this place, which you do not have, if you want to get through tonight, you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go
Let's
big screen. How
do
how
some
is your
field
health?
rest. Mine is bad.
Yeah.
I am down to 4 hit points, so I'd say a little field rest sounds real good.
Field rest is about 10 minutes. So
Okay, and you said hit dice boop 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 with advantage.
That's
if you were to
strength.
like bivouac overnight there, but just
Okay, so just a regular
old field rest.
10-minute one. Okay.
Yeah, you roll your HD and add your strength to it, and that's how much health you get back.
Hey, that's 12. I feel good. 10 minutes is all I need in real life and in game.
Nice.
What if your strength is negative?
So
What are you gonna say to this poor bunny?
I'm looking at you with my big buddy eyes.
I feel I feel really it can't go below 1.
Okay.
So
I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my hit die. Let's see.
I love the idea.
Okay.
Of
Yeah,
losing.
I rolled a 5 on the face of the die. -1 is a 4, so I am gonna be healed up completely.
Oh,
nice.
I was about to say, do you need one of these health potions?
No, I'm good. Thank
Do you
you.
like the taste of blood? I love the taste of blood. How about you?
Who doesn't like to snort a little bit of powdered blood?
I don't have a problem, I swear.
I don't.
Anybody else?
so-
Anybody else taking a rest?
Is there anything else you could do on a short rest besides use the hit die? Do some people regain abilities?
There are some abilities that regain on. I don't think any of you have them. If they do, it specifically says it in the it specifically says it on your sheet. I tried to write everything down that could potentially be valuable to you.
Cool.
Yeah. I was going to say we have 2 health potions left over. So if anyone needs them later,
Excellent.
I got them because I'll forget.
All right.
Quick spellcasting question.
Yes.
Now, one of my cantrips says it uses mana, so I'm assuming the other ones say they don't.
Which cantrip?
The Heart's Fire.
Let's see here.
When it's not my turn. Okay, there we go. So if I use it on my turn, it doesn't use mana. But if I use it when it's not my turn, it uses mana.
Correct.
That's pretty cool. You can like upcast a cantrip.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right.
But you know what? It's fine because you all have leveled up to level 2, so you can pull out your second sheet.
Nice.
Your
Nice.
rest was even more more reviving than you thought, and you can pull out your second sheet to look at your brand new second level character, because we're firm believers in the fact that leveling from 1 to 2 basically requires a stern talking to and a firm handshake.
Perfect.
All right.
Yes.
I think that will end our first segment of this. Any questions about how things are working so far? Making sure everybody's understanding things, since this is at least some of your first time. Okay, excellent. Let me see here. One thing, I don't know if it came up. It did not come up, which is if you happen to be attacking with 2 weapons at the same time, the way dual wielding works is as long as you have 2 light weapons in hand, you can once per round you attack and gain advantage. So you can stack that on. So you could conceivably use that, like if you, for example, Hopper. You can, if you want to have both your daggers in hand at the same time and attack with advantage, you may do that if you so desire once per round.
Okay. And how does that work in terms of, does that count as 1 action or 2 action to dual wield and is that 2 attacks?
It's just 1 attack. You're just using both hands to do it. So the downside is that you only have, so like you'll have 2 things held. So you can't use the other hand to do something like hold a torch or use a shield. otherwise, yeah, it's just a regular attack. But since you have 2 weapons that are light, then you can do it with advantage once per round.
Great. And you don't deal any extra damage die or anything. It's the same as one single attack, but you get advantage on it.
Right. If they happen to be different weapons, it's a little more complicated. You basically get to roll both dice and pick whichever one you want. When they're both the same, it's just rolling with advantage.
That's simple. I like it.
It is. It's nice. I like it too. All right. So stepping up to the next scene. Let me see here. So. Sorry. I made a couple assumptions about what was going to happen here. What would you guys like to do next?
Ooh, what are our options? What I like to know what the things GMs have in mind.
No, it's totally up to you. You guys were floating down the river. You could try and continue floating down. You guys could, go home and start potato farming. You could follow you could follow the skeletons that escaped to try and find your way to the boat of to Hell's Bell. You could start crocodile fishing, because I'll tell you what, there could be crocodiles or alligators in this body of water. Who knows?
Shio,
Why I did not leave
that
the
idea.
So on the raft, did we already have an idea of where we were headed?
So yeah, my kind of leaping us into the action as quickly as possible in media res came with a lot of useful information straight off the bat, didn't it? So it was described as the lost treasure of William Bell upon the Hell's Bell. So it is unclear where it is in this mangrove forest. It's somewhere, but it's unclear where.
Ooh, pick me. I have one with the ancients. Like while we're vegging, can I call upon my ancestors to help guide me towards my mace so I can reclaim it for our clan?
Oh, okay. So once for safe rest, when faced with a decision about which direction or course of action to take, you can call upon your ancestors to guide you toward the most dangerous or challenging path.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. So yeah, in fact, it will. I'm gonna just tell you right off. I feel like your ancestors are gonna suggest to you that following the skeletons is both the more dangerous and perhaps the most direct path to getting your mace back.
And that I am going to communicate with everyone. I know a guy that knows a guy that's in my brain. I think we should follow the skeletons. I think our stuff is with them.
Yeah,
Will
something
be-
that or the potato thing, right?
There's also crocodiles. I've heard great things about crocodile tail.
Welby scratches his mutton chops and looks at his orc friend and says, "The guy that knows a guy inside your head, that makes perfect sense to me. Let's go. Let's do it."
Trust me on this.
All right. Yeah. So if you guys wanna move into the mangrove forest, you may. I don't know how well you can see this, but you might have to zoom out if you want to be able to see what is on here. But I kind of have these are just vibes, baby.
Yeah,
these are the vibes.
vibes.
These are the vibes of what you're trekking through. So you're going to need to navigate the forest while avoiding injury, infection, and pitfalls from this dense forest. Fortunately for you, your friend has. I'm going to say for the first roll, because you used that skill, I'm going to give you advantage on this first roll. We're going to do a little group skill challenge, DC 10, and they're going to be 3 parts to it. So the first one, you're just going to try and find the trail of these skeletons that have rushed away from you, as they, which is going to be either a nature craft or an examination check, either one. But everybody's going to roll that, and as long as half of you succeed, then that's a success.
I got an 18 with my +2.
Well, that's definitely more than 10.
17.
Okay, fantastic. Things are going very well.
+2. Well, sorry, with the examination is a total of 14.
Oh, fantastic. All right, we're knocking this out of the park.
I was clearly distracted.
No, Welby, stop reading. You need to
Right.
look up.
I poke him in the side a little bit.
Trying to learn these new spells.
Yeah,
That was a total
that
of
makes
6.
sense. Okay, well, you know what? More than half of you succeeded, so we're good. What? How about Shio? So now, since you used that ability, that first one was with advantage. From this point on, they're going to be just regular rolls, unless you guys can, use something interesting that would give you a little bit of an advantage in this situation. But to pass through the dense overgrowth, you're going to need to either finesse or might your way through. So each of you go ahead and roll once again a check of either either that you prefer, and as long as you beat that 10, you'll succeed.
Mine was a +4, so 10.
Nice.
Failure.
Finesse.
Not mighty enough.
9 plus 3 is 12.
Oh, nice. All right.
So we got 2 successes and 1 fail.
Yes.
Well,
So all the pressure's on me with a +0.
It's it just no. It's as long as half of you succeed. So technically, there's no pressure on this roll.
Oh, okay.
technically only.
Oh, great job, Welby. Nice.
I was paying attention this time.
Fantastic. And then the last one. So now all the pressure is on because you have to use either perception or stealth to notice and avoid other entities that are large, imposing, and stomping through this forest. There's something out here and you're not alone. So perception or stealth, it's up to you.
15.
Nice.
I'm going to use stealth.
I am one with the
18 perception.
mangrove.
I have a +5 to stealth, so that's a 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
that's
I'm just like walking as no bearing to trying to hide. I'm just so small that
oh man.
I like the idea of you just actually kind of walking under a bunch of the roots, like it's a leisurely stroll.
exactly.
Oh, fantastic. So you guys knocked that out of the park. I'm going to tell you that for each one you fail, which you failed none of them, you would have gained a wound. So you guys solved my navigating the mangroves puzzle.
And I used up all my high rolls for the evening.
So you find yourselves breaking through into a copse that is lit by the brilliant moonlight. This is a bright light. It's a brightly lit moon clearing. And in it is laying this large white tree that at some point was surely the tallest tree in the forest. But it appears to have been knocked down some point in the distant past, but has never rotted and is only apparently there's a sap leaking from it, but it looks like a mixture of sap and blood.
Ooh.
I use my Arcana to study this because this does not look natural, so I'm going to assume it's magical.
I feel like that's fair. So I like to just kind of go around and get an idea of what everybody's wanting to do. So feel free to position yourselves. And it sounds like Welby's going to do some Arcana and examine this, or to try and figure out what's going on with this tree. Hopper, Luxor, Shio, what are you guys thinking?
I'm trying to think back, think of any good stories that I've heard about Bell the pirate, and think is there anything that would ring a bell here, like lore kind of thing that I might know about him.
Okay, so you're going to roll a lore. That's good. Shio and Luxor.
I want to try tasting some of the red stuff.
Interesting.
To see if I can identify it.
Okay. I'm all right. So that's going to be. We're going to call that. So you don't have con in this game. So there's no Constitution. Basically anything that's Constitution based. When you migrate over from 5e, which this is technically compatible with. It just takes a few adjustments, and one of them is you don't worry about con, and anything that's usually con based is a strength based save. So I'll have you make a strength save to see how well you tolerate that. And then Luxor, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go search the root ball either for the source of the blood or a giant X.
Ooh, okay. So then that's going to be perception. Yeah, perception works. So everybody go ahead and roll your things and tell me what you get.
I got a 19.
Okay, so you I'm gonna say you give Welby advantage because you're coming through some pretty useful information on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say when she starts tasting the tree blood, I whip out a pen and paper and I look up and I'm like, so taste, texture, and I'm waiting for responses.
It's feedback.
Mouthfeel.
Viscous, sour, hateful.
Ooh, interesting.
Some of my enemies have tasted similar, but
Oh my.
maybe a hint of allspice.
Oh, that's horrible. I thank you for that.
That is a 19 plus 4 on my Arcana check.
Okay. Yeah. So a couple things. One, definitely not a natural phenomenon. Two, bringing together some of the experience that you've had already this evening and the tasting notes from Shayo, you have a feeling like there's an association here between this kind of blood and some sort of unholy undead feature. It's almost like something has mutated or affected this tree in a strange and truly arcane way. It's unclear to you what could have done this, but something I'm going to say at the very least, you thought to yourself, maybe there's like a vampire association here, but with that level of roll, any level of confusion that I could have put on you is completely null and void. So you're pretty sure that this has something to do with the blood curse that is upon the pirates that keep them in this area.
Ooh.
What did Hopper roll on his lore? Because I feel like I saw it and it was really
12.
high.
No, that was, I think, someone else's. I rolled a 10 plus 2 for a total of 12.
Okay. So with the information that you've got at baseline, with that roll, and maybe with some information that will be shared with you, I'm going to say that you have a pretty good handle on the fact that these pirates are undead and they have a blood curse placed upon them, that something or someone actually cursed these pirates to be trapped within this forest, and it has been said that blood was involved in that curse. So maybe there's an association between this undead blood leaking tree and that particular thing, or it could have been a coincidence.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember how the poem goes. When you see the bloody sap, look out. I think it's a trap. No, that's not it. It's something like that. But there was definitely something about a tree that bleeds. I think we're near the right spot.
You know what is wild? That it is wild that you were 100% spot on, because as you say that, one of the tromping creatures that you knew from the forest actually charges into view, and all of you roll initiative with disadvantage. While you roll your initiative with disadvantage, Luxor, could you tell me what you rolled on your?
I get a natural 20 for a 21 examination or a 23 perception. I kind of stepped on it when you were calling it.
Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, that's very interesting. So as you're digging through here, you feel I'm gonna going to go with So you feel what feels to be like a handle of whiskey, or I guess rum, and as you're lifting it out, you can see it's like this like black and brown soured something's been mixed into this nasty bottle of old rum, but it you don't have a lot of time to evaluate that because you just realize your friends are being attacked by giant trees or a giant tree. Who would like to go first? Just recall that if you have less than 10 on your roll, you get one action. If you have 10 or more, you get 2 actions. And if you're lucky enough to get a 20 or more, then you have 3.
Okay, so we should roll initiative.
And you said roll with disadvantage on initiative.
Yep.
Correct?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. Let me roll.
It's either a 19 or
or
a 7.
7.
I got a 1.
So I get 1 action.
Me
All right.
too.
One action.
And if it's cool with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go first.
Go for
Beautiful.
Because I feel like, because I only have 1 action as well, and I feel like one of us having 2 actions is better than 2 of us only having 1.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to go ahead and use my Heart's Fire ability
it. Ooh.
and give that to Shio. So she now has 2 actions.
Ooh.
Perfect. I like this.
So I rub my hands together and create this magical warmth glow, and it transfers to your chest and fills you with extra energy.
Maybe
Nice.
it's Welby. Maybe it's Maybelline.
All right, who's up next?
I'm gonna run up after dusting my hands off from picking up that jug, and that I'm like, okay, I'm here, and then I have that's my turn.
Beautiful.
Okay. I am gonna go, and I can at least get up to it.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna swing my Great
Do it.
Maul.
Nice. This is an opportunity for me to tell you about the way armor works in this game as the enemies are concerned. So enemies, like you guys, your armor isn't the same way that the armor works for the monsters. They have basically no armor, medium armor, and heavy armor. So this one has heavy armor thanks to its bark, and that means that whatever you roll on the dice is the damage that you do. You don't add any other pluses, like you don't add your strength.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
That's how medium armor works. And then on top of that, heavy armor is you cut the number in half.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
that's 2.
Yes. So one thing
Oh,
you're
no.
noticing as you strike this thing is that even though it has this thick bark, your first strike does tear off a layer of bark, and it's going to depress its AC now down from heavy to
Oh.
medium.
That's so cool. I love that.
And then who's up next?
I'd like to go.
Go for it.
So,
And you know what? It's in melee with it's one of your friends is adjacent to it.
yeah.
Okay.
Except I will take advantage of that, but at level 2, I can move or hide for free
Ooh.
once per round. So I'm going to run away from this. Kind of getting behind my friends over here, I think. And then I'm going to take my sling and pull back and take a shot at it.
All right. I'm just because this occasionally comes up. Just you have to hit them in melee if you want to use Vicious Opportunist. You don't have to use Vicious Opportunist, but if you want to use it, you have to be in melee with the creature. You don't have
think
to.
about that as I'm running away.
Yeah, right. So-
I hit it with a dagger and then ran. But yeah, I'm going to. I'll stick with what I originally said.
Okay. All right. Roll it.
Okay.
So roll your.
3, and then I guess that's a base 3 cut in half.
It's only medium armor now. So it's just base 3.
Oh, cool.
And then with that strike, you've actually knocked open a significant gash in this creature. So now it's not armored anymore. most creatures in the bestiary or bestiary of for Nimble will have some sort of rider ability, like the undead would come back the first time you killed them. And these particular ones, they start off with heavy armor, and then as you attack them and you tear down, each attack brings them down to a tier of armor. So you've basically ripped the external bark off of this thing, and now you have a naked tree monster in front of you, ready to be further harried by your group.
Very cool.
Is that everybody's actions?
I think it
believe
was,
so.
wasn't it? Oh gosh. That's not good.
All right.
Hmm?
So the it's called a root breaker. The root breaker steps forward. I guess it's only in melee with you, so it doesn't have to step forward. It reaches forward with its long, now naked limbs, and attempts to strike you with profound force of a tree. So that is 11, and it additionally knocks you back 2 spaces. And we're gonna say 1, 2. So you're knocked into the foliage of this tree, which is going to be difficult terrain to get out of.
Whew.
And that on top of that, I need you to make a dexterity save, because a little red ball leaps off of this limb, and it tries to attach itself to you. So you need to beat a 10.
Oops. I have a 9.
Oh dear. All right. So this little ball attaches itself to you, and as you land in amongst the branches, you see it's basically like, I don't know, you know those ants that can fill up with a bunch of fluid. It's like one of those, but decidedly more twig like.
Oh.
It's like a walking stick that can do that.
An ant burr.
Yeah. And yeah, your guys' turn.
Oh god. Who's going
Oh boy.
first?
1, 2,
All right,
3,
so-
4.
I'm gonna go ahead if it's cool with everybody else,
Yep.
and I'm gonna.
It's gonna. Oh, it gets to use it. Sorry, I forgot. It uses its move to move up to here. There we go. I forgot to use its move. I do apologize.
All right. I went to all that trouble to get Stephanie to extra action to make sure she was in front of me. And she gets knocked out of the way.
It wasn't a selfless act.
All
I
right.
thought we were friends.
We are. I just like to help my friends protect me. All right. So I am going to use fire dart on it.
Ooh. Is that so? I have a question. Is that a range or a reach? This is a little bit. Let's see here. As a range 8. So this is a weird little thing that I'm trying that takes a moment, just a short moment to explain. Just like a glaive has reach.
Mhm.
Spells can have reach, but they can also have range. So range is like a bow. So any spell that you can think of that has range, think of it like firing a bow in melee. Any spell that has reach, think of it like using a glaive.
Gotcha.
So you'll have disadvantage if it's a range spell if you're in melee. Now, if you just step back, that's not a problem. But just to clarify that, because that occasionally tricks people up, but just think of it as reach like a reach weapon and range like a range weapon. Spells have the same limitation.
Gotcha. Then I'm probably gonna switch then, now that I know that. And I'm going to use Zap instead.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
And that one, so for that I roll 2d8, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And the 5 is more left than the 4. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay. So I do 5 damage with that.
You get both of them. It's just that if the 5 had been an 8 or a 1, then it would have crit or missed respectively.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So
But you
that
get both
does,
of them.
that does 9 damage.
Nice. All right. So this thing's starting to look bloodied. It's also now leaking some of this blood red sap, and it's none too happy about what you've done to it. But it's also kind of got electric charge sort of sparking off of it, because that's what happens when you take electrical damage in this game, is you get charged.
Ooh.
All right. And let me see if I'm understanding.
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm trying to understand my spells real quick. So,
Did you? I hate. I just trying to clarify. Did you say you stepped back so that you weren't incurring the range penalty of zap?
I thought this was. I was thinking zap was range instead of reach. That's why I switched to zap instead of the fire.
See, it's because I clearly didn't explain it well enough.
Okay.
Like flame dart is range.
Okay.
Zap is range. Razor wind is range, and so you can think of those all like a ranged weapon. So if you use range in melee,
Gotcha. Okay.
it'd be like shooting a bow.
Okay. So it works like in 5e. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's still. It was a 5 and a 4, so you still would have hit if it was disadvantage.
Okay. Excellent. Well, then we'll just say that we'll just walk right. We'll just walk right through that.
All right. Let's see. But so that way I still have 2 actions left, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
So then I will also use lightning arc on it as well.
Oh, okay. Arc lightning.
Arc lightning. Yeah, sorry.
Excellent.
And
3d8. The bolt also strikes the next closest creature to your target.
Oh no.
Oh,
This is what happened last time. You may not want to do that. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. You may or may not want to do that. It's totally up to you.
It was pretty cool last time.
All right. So the next closest target could be me, though, right? Because I'm also right next to it.
That's true.
And that would charge me.
You're right. You're right.
And set me up to use my electrical discharge
Fair enough.
on the following turn.
it could.
That's true.
I will
All right.
remind you, I am sworn to protect the rabbit.
We all must defend.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how crazy I can
So
get.
if you're okay, so this one is also range. So so it's a 3d8 spell. So instead of rolling 3d8, you'll roll one more. So you roll 4d8 and then just drop the highest one.
Wait, can I interpose right now?
Can you interpose him from hitting himself?
No. Can I interpose as a reaction before he does this?
What are you trying to? So he's shooting.
I want to hit, because interpose is basically basically jumping in and making an attack, right?
Interpose is jumping in and taking it, like taking a hit.
Taking it.
So I absorbed all of those arrows for you.
No, I don't want to interpose.
I was like,
I pushed the tree out of the way.
No, Welby, I've got this. Oh no.
Okay, never mind.
Then it's just you and Welby electrocuting each other.
I missed.
I'm
I
sorry.
want to ride the
Go on.
lightning.
I'm sorry about that. No, go ahead and roll your. Sorry, go ahead and roll. Welby, roll 4d8. Drop the highest.
oh,
All right. So it was so the highest is that a 7? I'm trying to max out. I can't see the whole thing.
The highest is a 6, and
Okay.
so then total damage would be 8.
All right, 8 to that thing. As long as the remaining leftmost one wasn't a 1, then yeah, 8 to that one, and that leads you to. That also means that it attacks. That I should say it arcs to the next closest person. I would say, I'll leave it up to you. Do you think you or Hopper are closer?
I want to charge myself. So
Okay, so that's fair. It'll be so you take the same amount of damage.
All right, so I take 8 damage.
Yes,
All right, and now I am charged.
you are.
amazing.
So my hair is standing on end, and my mutton chops are like flaring out. It's like sparks dancing off the top of my head.
Yes. I'm into this.
All right,
So
fantastic.
good.
Now, if you want to use electrical discharge on your next turn, I just want to let you know that it hits everything within reach too. So you may want to tell your friends to back up. Next person.
Yeah. So seeing that you're going like Goku over here, I'm going to dual wield attack with my dagger against this tree.
I like it.
So let me roll. You say go ahead and roll the 2d4s, and
Yes.
then the one on the left is
Take the highest. So
Okay.
it's a 1 and a 2. So you take the 2. That means
Okay.
you hit with a 2.
I would like to go ahead and I can use Vicious Opportunist with that, right?
Yep, you're
Okay.
doing a melee attack, and they're distracted by this literally on fire, or I should say, there's a guy there going Super Saiyan. He's
So,
definitely
yeah,
distracted.
I attack, make that a 4 for the exploding die. So
Boom.
that's a 6 plus.
Oh,
another
nice.
4.
Get to roll it again.
We're at 10 now.
Yes.
Reroll.
Come on.
Oh, whoa.
Another 4. 14.
Oh, wow.
And then a 2 for a total of 16.
Yes.
I love that. That's great. You shred. That's. Which one of its limbs do you cut off?
I go, not to steal your thunder. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off its right arm.
All right. Yeah, literally. Okay. All right. Its right arm drops off the ground, and just more of the sap is just oozing out of it now. It looks like it's definitely bloodied at this point. It's not a good day for this tree. It picked the wrong group to mess with. And who's up? Oh yeah, that's right. That was just your first
just
action.
one action. I'll take a second swipe with the dagger with disadvantage.
Nice.
Okay.
Come on.
So we'll take the lower of the two. That's a
is
1.
1. So that's a
Ah.
miss.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
And then I'm going to bounce backward away
I think
from
that's a
this
smart-
thing.
That's a smart move.
Seeing what's happening here, I don't want to be by this. I'm going to come over, I guess, here.
Okay. Leaping off the shoulder of your friend onto the tree. Basically, you're standing on the perfect. All right. Shio or Luxor?
Have we been adventuring long enough for me to know how big the explosion is when his hair does that?
You tell me how you guys are coming from town where I guess something has, or I should say, you guys are working together. What do you tell me?
You know what? I'm gonna spend an assess because I feel like he just leveled up. I don't know if I've seen him do this before. This might be a level 2 thing. I will spend an action to assess the blast radius of my Super Saiyan friend.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right.
Good choice.
Examination, arcane, lore, or perception. Any of those. Get me a 10 on your check.
Perception is my better one. 5. No idea. I rush in.
All right, rushing in. You're here. You're ready. What's the move?
Am I smitey or am I healy? I think I'm smitey. You're a barbarian. I'm sure you'll be fine. I swing. That is
So
6
you can-
damage. I'm going to spend 1 mana to pump a. Oh. Say again?
Yeah, go for it. Go
I'm
for
going
it.
to do it. I'm going to I'm going to hit him with a condemning strike. So that is 5 points of radiant on top of that for 11 total.
Ooh.
Nice. All right. So you lop off its other arm with your radiant strike. This thing is going down. As long as it takes another 5 damage, I think it's going to go down anytime now.
Okay.
And end of turn, and I am exactly where I think I want to be.
Perfect. My turn. I have a little thing on me.
That's right. A little thing grabbing onto you as tightly, hugging you.
Okay, that's ominous. I'm also going to move into tree range.
Beautiful.
I am going to roll a rage die.
Nice.
Okay, I have 3. And then I am going to swing my Great Maul.
I'm down.
And I would also like to probably, how many did it need to take?
I think you got it.
Okay, I'm like, that's 11 on its own. I also have the 3 from the rage. That's 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's it look like when you bring down this tree in front of your friend who's like, don't worry guys, I got this. I'm literally electrocuting myself to do this.
I think not knowing anything really about trees or timbermen or anything like that, I kind of try to go for its Achilles, but it's more of a baseball style swing, and I kind of like sweep it.
Sweep
I like
the
that.
leg.
You guys are lopping off its arms, and then you cut off its legs, and so you've essentially Black Knighted Monty Python this thing, as it's like just whimpering and dropping to the ground, bleeding out, just covering the ground around you with this strange bloody sap.
This delicious bloody sap.
Yes, tasting notes. We confirmed. This requires a sophisticated palate.
Not everyone can appreciate it.
At which point, Welby says, "Throw the blood bug at me."
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I like try to pick it off me?
Yeah. So, yep. So make a strength save to de-grapple yourself from it.
Okay. I get advantage on those. 15.
Okay, you tear off this little bug. As you tear this little bug off of your body, you realize that it's one of those little creatures that like it's going to hold on so hard that you rip off its legs. It starts to it just starts to spray this this sort of like acrid red bloody stuff everywhere, and as soon as it gets in contact with the air, it explodes. I need all of you guys to make dex saves. Sorry, not you, Hopper. You're fine. I need everybody else to make dex
Hopper
saves.
was right to abandon it.
It's a DC 12.
Ooh, 12.
Oh, everybody's doing great. Everybody's doing great.
14.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice. Oh, I'm so glad because it's 46. So so this is a good example. So this is great because this is so 15 in half, and you always round in favor of the heroes. So 7.
nice.
So seven acidic fire damage to each of you, and you learn some fun facts about the strange flora and fauna of this forest here. You've
Science.
solved my blood tree puzzle.
I'm gonna be looking at Welby with the sense of betrayal, being like, "You told me to take it off.
I didn't know it was going to do that.
Why did you tell me to do that? It wasn't hurting me."
It looks horrible, and I was going to get rid of it for you
Maybe we could have been friends.
with a blood bug.
Hey, we're friends with a bun. Why not a blood bug?
I mean, Bun Bun's way cuter than the blood bug.
Hard agree.
Thanks. You guys okay over there?
Right, yeah, this thing. I'm going to turn this thing so it's there you go. Now it's facing the ground because it's dead. There you go. All right. I know that we have. If I remember correctly, we kind of have like a hard out at 10:30. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then, in the interest of time,
Yes.
wrap up what you'd like to do here, including resting if you'd like.
Yes.
And then after you finish doing that, level yourselves up to your third sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to look at this tree, see if there's anything else of interest that might help point out the way of where we should be going.
That's fantastic. Yes. So, I think that the rolls that you guys made to navigate this forest, I'm gonna let those ride. And so the group skill challenge that you did together, we're just gonna let that ride, and that's gonna make you progress your way through the forest to the next point in the adventure.
Say thank you, ancestors.
Thank you, ancestors.
Thank you, ancestors.
I am going to take the little brown drug of presumably Rotgut and hand it over to Shayo. And I'm gonna clasp your shoulder and lay on hands and give you 10 HP. Do you need 10?
10 would be perfect. That would put me all the way at full after I was going to do the little 10-minute rest. Yes. I have
10
done.
HP.
Welby, how long can you hold that charge?
That's a great question.
So I'm gonna, generally speaking, it's for a minute. So it's gonna wear off probably before you make it to out of this, like to where you're going.
All right. Then in that case, I will rest 2 and spend some hit dice.
All right.
And this works just like regular 5e. I can roll as many of them as I want.
Yep, you can roll as many of them as you want. If you only, oh nice. So if you didn't roll any on the first rest and you have 2 hit dice, then go for it.
Also, I know you guys don't seem to have the same refined palate as I do, but I do have the health potions too.
That's true.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Dang, team, look at us go.
Yeah, I'll pass on the blood powder.
More for me.
That is a weird ass Kool-Aid over there.
All right.
Just
So
how
now
I used to make it.
you guys have 2 snort vials of powdered blood and 1 really big handle of, weird rancid black and brown rum.
Yes.
Who isn't excited about that?
I am perfectly excited about it.
All right. So pull out your level 3 sheet and prepare for more vibes. You may have to pull this
Yes.
pull this into view.
Ooh.
So
Vibes.
I love vibes.
so you make your way through the forest, following the guidance of Shayo's ancestors, and you reach the edge of a cenote, which is a sinkhole with a lake at the bottom, within which rests the Hell's Bell, Bell, Belle, as in the beauty of hell, the
That's
haunted.
what they call me.
The haunted ship of William Bell, and it is this cenote is crawling with undead, probably too many for you to take head on, though that is assuredly the ship. We don't need to mince words here. That's definitely the ship that you need to go to. That's definitely the ship where the treasure is, and that's definitely the ship that what I would like is, as long as we think we can do it in a reasonable amount of time, let's just why don't you all tell me the way that you sneak aboard this vessel? Don't even need to do checks. Just tell me how you interestingly sneak aboard this vessel.
So it's being guarded by undead,
Yes.
like skeletons.
Skeletons and zombies, like you have seen, and there are a couple things that I'm going to say Luxor is perhaps familiar with, because he has some connection with the undead world, clearly as a holy warrior. Are these specters? They're these creatures that simply a touch can drain the entirety of your vitality.
Cool. So Hopper finds one that's on patrol, like one of the zombies, and just as it's patrolling, he's like sneaking behind it until he gets to the far end of where the ship is, and then as it turns around to patrol the other way, he just slips onto the ship.
Brilliant. And how do you set up your friends? What do you do to set up your friends for success on their way in?
Hopper says, "Good luck."
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Unless you don't feel like Hopper would do that.
No, I would. maybe every now and then when it's walking, like I'm just like throwing a little pebble to distract one of the other undeads. So like anytime I see an undead that's nearby, as this thing's on patrol, I just pick up like a little stone and I throw it so that the undead goes kind of toward the direction of the sound.
You're kind of mixing together like the Legend of Zelda guard paths with sort of like the
Last
SEAL
of Us,
team.
yeah.
Like you're just like throwing stuff I like it. They're zombies and skeletons. They're really dumb. So I feel like that makes perfect sense. Okay, so how do you all take advantage of that?
Does anyone else want to go before I
Go
do
for it.
something? Okay. Taking advantage of Hopper's timing. I think while they're all looking hopefully a certain way, I actually want to run and jump off the edge of the C note and kind of cannonball into the water, hopefully unseen until, impact, big water, big loud noise. And I was hoping to hold my breath long enough to maybe get to the other side of like the ship, like jump down on one side, swim under, hopefully, because the undead are not smart. They will all be distracted by where something went in as opposed to where I'm trying to slip out and onto the ship.
Perfect. So we've got a little distraction and a big distraction that's going to give plenty of room.
I'm a big orc.
Luxor and Welby to make their way onto this boat.
Yeah.
You may have been imagining a knight in shining armor with my celestial background, but I am in fact wearing rusty armor, and I make it rustier still as I cover it in mud and branches and put little twigs in the seam of my plate. And I spend way too long doing it. Like it becomes like a little bit of a project.
Nice.
But I full stealth. I don't want coming out of my mouth, but I am going to disguise myself and like army crawl through the muck.
So you're going Arnold Schwarzenegger in
Real Predator moment.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So all of kind of the screeching of the metal on metal is sort of blunted by the sort of the silt and mud between the plates that are kind of actually, you know what, like it's kind of like sanding the rust off of your your plate. This was good. This was worth it.
Yeah, this is like seasoning.
Perfect.
All right, well, and then as soon as he's over there, I'm just going to use my
Oh, perfect.
my spark step and just zap right next to him.
Perfect. Yeah, everybody else is like doing hard work, and you just show up like, hey, this was easy.
You guys so long.
You guys were wasting my time. All right. And you duck down below deck as we attempt to move through this quickly. Please feel free to let's see. Please feel free to drop yourselves into this room wherever you want. Here, I will move each of you in. Whoa, oh no, I made a mistake. There you go. Feel free to drop yourselves into this room wherever you want.
I'm sitting on the chair.
Oh no! I'm like booty bumping you off. I'm trying to booty bump you.
So a couple things you notice when you walk into the captain's quarters. One, you see a chest that suspiciously looks like it could be of the same make and model as the chest that holds the famed treasure of William Bell, as well as give me a couple pieces of furniture that you find in this room.
Ooh. 1 second.
Sweet chair that only fits one person.
Okay.
That I am going to sit on in order to also be sitting on this chair.
And I would imagine a large hammock.
Ooh.
That's a very ship thing to have.
I like that. All right. Here is your nice chair. I'm going to try and find my way over to you. And oh no, I have too many screens that I'm jumping through. All right, that is a prop. So here is your nice chair. It's gonna be way too big. Hold on.
Oh my god!
Only big enough for one person.
Nope.
And then and then you guys can fight over that. And then I think you also said there was a hammock. Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right, and yeah,
Stand
they're
over you,
they're
dripping
pirates,
blood.
so it's gonna be a red because blood and red, and there we go. And I'll put that over here in the corner, a more reasonable size. There we go. So
How
this
the
one's
heck did you have a hammock ready to go?
Mhm.
I love that this is also like The Sims now. Thank you for building us our nice Sims cabin.
You're absolutely welcome. Here, let me move this down. So where do you want it? You guys, I assumed it was going to be behind the desk.
Yes.
Under my butt.
Okay.
All right. As you all are, you know what? Also, it's also a bar. Here we go. There you go. As you all are arguing over, making a lot of noise, arguing over the who gets to sit in the chair, and not maybe, I don't know, like checking out this really obvious chest that supposedly might have the treasure that supposedly you can get your cool things like your rabbit feet, your
Not the
friend,
consequences
your
of my
or the great
actions.
mace, or your sick mace. Oh no, Captain! Captain Bell, room. I heard someone was sitting in my chair. That's my chair. And bursts in, and he says, I could feel a presence of someone unceremoniously sitting in my seat, and I can tell that you all have come here to wreak havoc on me and my treasure. Perhaps you were the ones that stole my blood oath. From Dulcine Goldhelm. None of this information sounds remotely familiar to you.
I put my mud-covered boots up on his desk.
Oh, bold move.
I don't know what that means.
He says, "No one befouls my desk. It's time for you to walk the plank." And he hurls a bomb. Yep, that's what it says. Hurls a bomb at you. And I need everybody who's standing on or near the desk to make dexterity saves, and then also make initiative rolls because you've befouled this man's nice seat and desk. Okay, 12. You're not exploded.
-1.
We add our dexterity modifier to it.
Yes.
So that's a 9 for me, for Hopper.
Okay. And Luxor, what did you get as total?
11.
All right.
Wait, I have something that says I can change any skill check to a 10 plus int once per day. So can I change that to a 12?
Yeah. Why not?
My intelligence is 2, so I'm cheating again.
Brilliant. All right. So then you only take, we're taking away the top one. So you only take 3, 6, 7, 8 fire damage as an explosion rocks the room, and combat begins. So Luxor and Hopper, you guys cut that in half to 4, and because you rolled well, and give us a go. Who's starting? Starting us off.
Oh shit!
3 actions, Shayo. 3 actions.
Language. Sorry. I got one.
Okay.
And I rolled an 18, so I have 2 actions.
Yeah, unless your dex increases it to a 20.
No.
Okay. Yep. 2 actions.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oops, tried to grab the one on the other screen instead. I'm going to 1.
I've been doing that all night.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I am going to Little Reach.
Nice.
Hey.
Max roll.
And now I am going to swing my Great Maul. It could have been my mace if only I opened things instead of fighting people for a chair. That is a 6 plus a 4. That is 10.
Nice. All right. You recognize that this gentleman does not have armor on, and so those are all 3 of your actions. So this is a legendary monster. Legendary monsters act after each individual. So because you're right there, they're going to use their heart piercer rapier, in an attempt to heart pierce you. So they stab at you with, there we go, with 2d4, and that is a crit. So that's 4, 5, 6, and then they roll 1, 7, 8. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 piercing damage.
Okay. I
And
think
then-
I'm okay.
Okay, and then it's going to then they're going to sprint. Whoop! I keep grabbing the wrong thing. And they're going to sprint forward. See, look, now he's gone. Like, I don't even,
Da, 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 da.
and he's going to sprint
So
forward to the desk to knock you off. But that does get an opportunity attack from Shio if you wish to use it.
I sure do wish. And that's disadvantage.
That's correct. All right, so a 5
Hey.
plus your rage, which is 4,
Is,
and then plus 2. Nice.
yeah. Thank you for the faster math.
And that who's next?
Would you say getting hit by a bomb is being attacked by an enemy? Because I made a save. Does it have to be like an
Yeah,
attack
it
roll
can't.
against
It has
me?
to be. It can't be a save. I was gonna.
Okay.
Thank you for keeping us all honest here.
Yeah, no, rules is.
Yeah, no,
rules
I'm gonna
is
give you.
intended.
I'm gonna give you another inspiration for hamstringing yourself on that one. So I think everybody
Oh, right.
has
We
at
have
least one.
inspiration.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to stand up on the desk and I'm going to swing down upon him.
One of the rules, optional rules, is have the high ground, so you can roll with advantage from the high ground. So go for it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Let's explode. Ooh, good. Okay, so that's a 4.
Nice.
No, that is. I got nothing else. I got a 2 on that. That's 6 points of damage.
Nice. All right, and that's just your first action.
Well, that was 2. I got.
Oh yeah, so you
to get
moved,
there.
and then is that everything? Okay, that's
That
everything.
is all I had 2 to spend.
All right, that's
Now
fair.
I'm reacting.
Okay.
So since the legendary creatures act after each person, so this one's going to attempt to. Now you're both standing. Oh, and you're covered in mud. He's definitely going for you. He's going for the heart piercer rapier once more in an attempt to stab you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Piercing damage as he takes out his frustration upon you.
I'm going to lean forward into it.
Oh, nice. To defend or just to take it?
Nope, I'm just taking it.
Oh, nice. All right. Now it's the next person's turn.
Okay, I'd like to go. So if I'm on the desk, do I still get high ground even though I'm like super short?
I
Then
have
if
the
I
eye level
use,
ground.
if I use the dual wielding, how does it work if you have multiple things of advantage?
Just roll another dice. So
Okay.
if you're
I would
doing
basically roll
3.
3d4.
Yep.
Okay. Let me do that. Here we go. So I got 2 3s and a 1.
so 3.
I'd like to go ahead and be vicious opportunist.
Nice.
And turn that into a 4. So the exploding dice. Let me reroll another 4.
Nice.
So
three.
it's additional 3. So that was a +2 on the first. That's 6 plus 3 is 9. And then because I'm gonna do the sneak attack and add a d6 to that.
Right, because you crit.
Yeah, I crit. Amazing. Do sneak attack dice explode?
They do not.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
But you still got an extra 6.
Yeah. So I'm going to hop off the desk and run over behind the bar. And then at level 2, I can hide for free. So I'm going to
nice.
try to hide. Brilliant.
I love it. You've got cover. Yeah, so make a stealth roll, and we'll. I'm guessing that it's going to go pretty well since stealth is like the thing that you do.
Yeah. So if I had full health, I would have advantage for leave no trace. But with the bomb, I am no longer full health. So this is just going to be a normal roll.
If you could snort one of those.
Oh no! Oh, that's a 7. Plus, Is there something stealth?
Yes.
Oh, 13.
Okay,
I
yeah.
got a 6 to stealth.
Okay. Yep. You believe yourself to be hiding. He turns to try and find you, and unable to spot you, fires at Shio with his sick flintlock that deals dramatically more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 17. Yeah, 17 damage.
Okay. Oh.
Can I
Snort
intervene?
blood. Snort blood.
If you're within 2.
Oh, I wasn't. I was. Well,
Well, that's within 2 squares, right?
1, 2.
Is it 2 of
Does
the
that count?
character or 2 of the space he has to stand in?
Yeah.
If you're within 2 of the person you want to interpose.
Okay, so I cannot.
That's okay. I'm still okay.
Like if you're within 2 spaces, you don't have to take her space. You can just, as long as you're within 2 of her, right? So you're 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I thought you were saying. I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. Yes, you were right. I was trying.
I'm good. I'm good.
She's got 2 vials of blood and a mystery.
Yeah.
She's cool.
I do have mystery rum.
Oh yeah. You know what? That's true. That's true. Next person.
All right, so I'm right next to the chest. Does this chest look locked?
No.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and open the chest and peek inside and go, Xerxes?
Yeah. So when you open this chest, it is overflowing with gold and a few other magical items, including let me list them out. Since you were looking, and you are relatively confident that this is in fact the treasure that you need to retrieve to release the hostages who are being held, including Xerxes. So in a way, yes, this is your ticket to Xerxes. And on top of the gold, you see a rapier that is translucent and teal, and a golden helmet that is emitting a soft glowing light. You know what? I had this prepared ahead of time, and now we know why these things exist. A rabbit foot charm that looks different. It's a different rabbit from the other ones that you guys are familiar with. A set of goggles with red lenses, and a rolled up, or I should say a letter, like a letter in an envelope.
Ooh.
Yep, those are the things you see in there as you, just as a free interaction, kick open this box. You're like, oh man, that's a lot of cool treasure, and everybody can take note.
Hey guys, look at this.
Well, we help.
We happy?
So I'm going to go ahead and shoot at him with fire dart for my action.
Okay.
Because basically what you just said means I did not use an action to peek in that chest.
Yeah, I was just saying, you just like kicked it open, and there's some cool stuff in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, feel free to go ham.
All right, so I'm going to use fire dart on him.
Okay.
And that's a D10. Oh, so
Nice. Almost crit. So that's 9 fire damage to this guy.
Yeah.
And then with my other action, I'm going to grab the goggles and put them on.
Ooh,
Yes.
exciting. All right. As you put these goggles on, you can see that these red tinted lenses allow you to perceive the chaotic flow of magic that always surrounds you. And you may add a D6 to a chaos table roll once per safe rest. As a chaos mage and as a weirdling, you have the opportunity to roll when you cast on the chaos table to reduce the cost. So you could, for example, cast a tier tier 1 spell for free at the cost of rolling on the chaos table. And higher is usually better. So if you wish to do that at some point, you can add a d6 to it once per safe rest.
Gotcha. Like that.
All right.
That
And
finishes
then-
my turn.
All right. And then who's all right, he has an action. He turns and regards you. So it is my treasure you seek, like all the others before you, including Dulcine Goldhelm. Well, you can see her helm there. I took it from her along with her head. You'll be next. And he storms over to you to stab you with his knife, with I should say his heart piercer rapier. He doesn't leave your threat range, Luxor, so technically doesn't give you an opportunity attack. Let's see here.
Quick question.
Yes.
So I can use a reaction at this point, right?
You can. What would you like to do?
I want to cast Frost Shield.
Oh, okay.
To protect
Excellent.
myself from his hit.
Excellent. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you cast Frost Shield. Do you want to cast that for free, or are you good using a mana to cast that?
I'm gonna go ahead and try out this chaos stuff and cast it.
Yes.
Embrace the chaos.
I love the Chaos Mage so much. So what I'll need you to do is roll a d20, and then we're gonna see where you land on the chaos table. And if you don't like it, with those goggles, you can, once per safe rest, go up to I should say increase the result.
All right. So I got a 2, so I think I will increase the result.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's reasonable.
And that's a roll of a d6, you said?
Yes.
+3.
All right. So a 5. So on a 5, you get. I'm trying to get to this as quickly as I can here. There it is. All right. On a 5, you get. It's loading up. I'm sorry I didn't have this loaded fast. Please
Wasn't
forgive
ready
me.
for chaos.
Yeah, I love I do love it. So you cast that for free. So you defend for free. You get to do the thing on the spell. So you defend for free, and you gain 2 times key temporary hit points. So reduce the damage of his strike, which was 7, 8, 9, or 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 damage. So reduce it by your armor because you defended for free. Give yourself 2 times key temporary hit points that will disappear at the end of your next turn. And since you rolled interesting. So you got Graviturgical Grace. A random enemy is pulled adjacent to you at the end of each of your turns. So you are now magnetically pulled towards this guy until you roll on the chaos table again, which happens either if you choose to roll on the chaos table or if you crit.
All right. So
You're a magnet now. Yay.
I'm glad I didn't interpose.
and, and two times key. My key is intelligence. So I now have 4 temporary hit points.
And you can use those to decrease the damage that you're taking right now as well. So he's giving he's doing 7. You blocked and decrease it with those temp hit points. And
all right. So with my armor, that deducts 2, and then the rest will go to my temporary. So I actually only take 1 hit point from that attack.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Fantastic. And that was a reaction to his action. So the next person, who has everybody gone at this point?
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
So the captain turns to regard you, Shio, and said, because am I correct in assuming you are the one with the weird rum, black and brown rum?
I am.
He says,
Thanks, Luxor.
My bad.
Hold, Orc. I see you have something very important to me. You must be returning my blood oath. And he makes to rush towards you to take this take this rum. He because he's not allowed to move yet, he doesn't actually do that. But he says, "Ah, yes, I remember when I made the blood oath. There was a storm that rocked us off course as we were being chased by privateers, and the ship itself begins to actually rock and buck underneath your feet, causing the ship to be difficult terrain. And it's your guys' turn now.
When he says that, it probably means nothing, especially to me, right? Like,
I think that I can't remember who it was that talked about. I think it was Hopper who was like, I do remember there was a when you guys were back in the field or in the clearing. I think Hopper was the one like, I do remember there being a blood oath that trapped the captain in the cenote. Isn't that right? Isn't that something that happened? And if that was what you guys were discovering with the blood tree, I think, while you were doing tasting notes.
okay. Huh. I mean, my instinct is to smash it on the ground, but I don't know if that is like they're all free and that's bad.
I'm down to find out what happens if you're down to find out what happens.
I am down.
All right. So I would say roll with your hammer to see if you can break this this mystical object.
Okay. Let's see. With my hand axe. Boop, boop, boop.
Or your hand axe or your hammer?
I have a hand axe.
Oh, I thought you had a great maul.
Oh, I have a great maul. Okay, sorry. I thought I have had actual hammers before in games and I have used them. Okay, let me do a great maul. That's better.
It's up to you. It just rolls better. That's all. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, for sure. That is a dirty 12.
Ooh, nice. All right. So does that include your rage?
Oh no, that doesn't. That is actually a 16.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you shatter this thing, and it just coats the floor in this viscous fluid, and the bucking of the boat immediately stops, and you can see it's like you crushed the heart of this captain. He drops to a knee, and in front of you, he begins to a deluge of water begins to burst out of his chest. As you can see, he actually has this burst of water tears open his shirt, and he has a hole in his chest where his heart would have been. And he says, I emptied my veins and swore an oath to the sea to save my crew, but now it's too late for me. But fortunately for me, I still have me crew. And he pulls out a little bell as he drops to the ground and rings it. And from above, on the top of the on the deck above, you hear a sudden cacophony as the undead upon the top of the ship rip open the ceiling, and it drops upon the floor here, and it buries the captain beneath, and a deluge of undead creatures bring them. I love the word deluge. Bring themselves down into the room, ready to wreak havoc on the party, take revenge for the death of their captain, or potentially, fight for the chair. Ha! They got the chair. It is. Go ahead, Luxor. What are you up to?
I was joking.
Whoever wants to go. I don't care. It doesn't have to be Luxor. I just thought you said my turn.
Well, I'm going to kill the guy on the chair for sure, but I don't know. Shadow might have more actions.
That's true. Yeah.
That was my first action, BT.
Oh wow! All right. So now you're suddenly surrounded by undead things.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing at that one. So that's disadvantage because that's hold on. I'm gonna rage first. I'm gonna add a rage.
Good call.
That is
all right. Nice.
good.
Nice. So you have a 4 and a 1, I think.
Yes, I do. And then I'm going to try to hit that guy.
Nice.
Okay, so that's a 2 + 2 + 5. That's 9.
All right, so 9. You crush down this minion. So they have minions in this game. So you knock down this minion and smash it against the far wall, shattering it. And that makes it. Are we back down? Back around to the beginning. So it's shy.
Yeah.
So it's
That was end me.
Welby, Hopper, or Luxor. Who wants to go?
I'm smashing this guy out of my chair.
Nice.
Do I have advantage, or am I spending a? Can I stack my inspiration on top of I have the high ground?
You can. And I think you were attacked, so you also have your judgment dice.
I do.
Ooh.
An 8 is your
so
best.
An 8.
So you
Eight
so
on
you
the
crit that. So you roll another 8. Nice. So 13
Right,
plus
so
your judgment
13,
dice. What was your judgment dice?
15. Oh, 15. That was an 18. That is 23 in total.
All right. So tell me how the radiant blast of your sword cuts through not just this guy, but also this guy.
Dang.
I swing this guy into this guy
Ooh, I like that.
to make sure he does not scuff the leather of my dope chair.
Nice. So you lightsaber your way through the pieces of it carried by the force of your blow and the radiant wind that comes off of it slam into the other one, and they both slam into the far wall at little more than bony dust, with just waves of heat billowing off of them. That was your first action.
I'm going to turn to Welby and say, "Watch my chair," and assume that is the amount I can move over
You can
difficult
move plenty.
terrain.
Yep. It just takes twice as much, and that's 2. So you would technically have another 1 space if you wanted to.
Do I want to get next to? No, because that's 10 and 10. I'm going to rebuke
Ooh.
this fellow here by where I know the rabbit is hiding somewhere in that corner.
Right. You guys are like on the same wavelength, so you know you're like, oh yeah, that's what Hopper would do.
He's by the bar. I know Hopper's by the bar.
You roll since you did attack. This would be considered like a rush attack, so you roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
But this particular spell, I don't believe can actually miss. And then you
This
roll.
always hits.
Yes, and I think does it say you roll with advantage against undead?
Actually, double damage against undead.
Okay, so it's kind of weird here, but so you roll. So you got a 2, so it's a 4, since it's double damage against undead.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that one melts under the holy. Yeah. You tell me what it's like when you just put your hand on this thing and it goes down. What's that look like?
I just point at it, and then my thumb comes up, and I go, "Phew," and it melts into the floor.
Down it goes. Who's next?
I'll go. So I was hidden. Does that give me anything when I make an attack?
Yep, because when you can vicious opportunist if they're distracted, or if they're hidden.
Okay, cool.
Because I put it down here on the bottom right of your sheet just in case this came up. But like distracted, the target is distracted if it's adjacent to or taunted by an ally, or if it cannot see you.
Perfect. Yeah. So as this thing is turning toward seeing Luxor melt its friend, I jump on to its shoulders.
Ooh.
And kind of like I take my 2 daggers and I stick one like on each side of its neck bone, and I'm gonna try to make an attack. So this is dual wielding, so that's advantage. And then does me being hidden also give advantage?
It lets you do your vicious opportunist.
Okay. You
know what? If you want, since you're saying you're jumping onto it, if you tell me the way you're doing that is by like jumping onto the bar and then jumping down on it, and therefore giving you high ground, I would definitely say that was advantage if that's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Okay, cool.
All right. So let's see. I'll use vicious opportunist to turn that into a crit. So.
Oh man, you crit again. Gosh, you're so lucky.
I'm lucky. So that's a 4 + 2 is 6, and then an additional 3 is 9.
What's it look like when you bring down this guy?
So it's like I'm taking a bottle cap off of a bottle, just with its head, just in the head goes,
I love it.
and then the rest of the body just falls straight down into a pile of bones, and I land on top.
Brilliant. I love it. All right. We are just about to the end. You have slain Captain Partobel. Sorry, Captain Bell. Points if you know who William Partobel is. But you've slain Captain Bell. You have found the treasure that you need. But you have broken the curse, and now Hell's Bell is sinking into the cenote with the withering frames of all the undead that were bound to it by the blood oath. How would you like to escape this problem?
Well, how do we need to leave with a chest with our stuff, or is how? Because you didn't say specifically that our stuff was in there.
Right. So you have to bring the treasure back to your whatever is important to you. So if you want to get your grandfather's rabbit feet back, I guess, because Luxor's is there too, you need to bring this treasure back.
Got it.
I think
relate
I
that
could
to
probably
everything.
carry most of this chest.
You are very strong.
I'm very strong.
I like that. I would say that's fair. Give me a Shio is astoundingly strong. Give me a might check. How about this? If you spend your advantage, I'll just say that you can do that thing.
I will. Yes.
Excellent. So as the ship sinks, I'm envisioning all of you leaping out the already broken windows, maybe dragging the chair along with you, and as this spectral ship sinks into the cenote, it sinks further than the actual bottom of this and is pulled into the underworld, the Hades, the hell, the negative plane of this world, along with all of the cursed undead that walk with it. And as you leap out, the cenote drains of energy and life, and you all land in what ends up being just waist deep water of this formerly cursed but now liberated land.
Pretty sick.
We did
I
it.
dig it.
We got this chair, guys.
You're lucky it turned out not to be that deep, and that was just the house. You don't look strong enough to carry that chair. I do.
Fantastic. I like so many things that DMs do. I was surprised to see that, like, the very first thing that you did, Ryan, was immediately go to the base of the roots and try and look for anything in there. I was like, well, he finds it. And you rolled like a natural 20 too. I was like,
I did.
can't keep that from him. He finds it.
There.
Nice.
So yeah, no need to travel back to the forest chased by a pack of undead to destroy the blood curse of William Bell. You just circumvented everything.
Just
I love
do
it. That's
Just
the
do
best
it.
part about these games is you're like, yeah, they'll probably do this. No.
So is this an adventure that's written for? I mean, like, or did you make this game up?
This adventure, let me say a few things. I know that you guys, we're already a minute over. I don't need to be gone, but I know somebody needs to be gone. I will say I made this adventure with the help of some of the guys that I have worked with. Our little group, we call ourselves Altius, the higher level, and we have been very fortunate to be able to be involved in the making of Nimble, and as you know, heavy community involvement, and for some of the upcoming things, including the witch subclass, we've gotten the opportunity to actually be involved as contributors or assistant development for that. And one of the members of the group, or two of the members of that group, are Double King and Bruno. They helped me make this. Double King made all of the maps that you saw here today with some amazing resources that Ryan has and we'll put in the description if this ends up being a video. And he was able to. He makes all the maps for VTTs for Nimble. So if you liked these maps, all of the Nimble VTT maps will be of this quality or better. And I was very fortunate to be able to test this out a couple different times. And this is the first time that people have circumvented it in this particular way, but the players have always found interesting ways to do it differently than I expected. But yeah, I've been very lucky also because I have my group that I play with have been the most prolific playtesters of Nimble, and so they have tolerated my ridiculousness of saying we need to switch over to play Nimble and we need to be the playtesters for this game. And so they playtested not only this particular one shot, but they also playtested all throughout the entire development period of Nimble from the end of the Kickstarter to now. And this week, it is going to be sent to the publisher. So here we are.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the final result. This is like one of the very few like other high heroics, high fantasy systems that I really, really like.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. What I'm trying to find my way back to. I've been jumping around so many different tabs. I don't know where you are. I'm trying to find it.
My voice.
There we are. Hey guys. Hey, it's me. I haven't been seeing your faces the whole time, so I can't tell if you've actually enjoyed yourself, but I had a great time.
Smile on the face the whole time. This was such a fun system, such a fun adventure. Thank you for running it for us.
Such a fun this was great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If you have a moment, is there anything in particular that you liked about this this system that's a little bit different from what you've experienced before? And whoever needs to go, I'm really not trying to keep you here if you need to go.
That's all good. I think I was the one that had the closest to a hard out, but a few minutes is fine. I really liked how the cheat literally cheats in the game by changing dice rolls. I think that's great. And I love the spell casting, how certain cantrips would cause things to smolder or charge, and then that would allow other spells to be cast. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of strategy to, well, I'm going to cast this and hope I crit so that thing is going to smolder, and then I can unload this bigger thing on top of it.
Yes.
It was very cool. I like that magic system design.
I completely agree. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for setting up combos with a 3-action economy, kind of in fun built-in ways. I like the melding of deep mechanics, but also very simple. It's done in a very good way, and I definitely would run this system for my group.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'm a big fan of Nimble, big vocal fan of it. I just feel like it's elegant vibes-based design. As a very vibes-based DM, I really just like that it leans into tropes in a way that's not mechanically difficult, but is cinematic and fun while still having that mechanical basis. It's not just vibes only, vibes based.
Right.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's the right amount of crunch for maximum fun. And I'm a big fan of a system making sure that every class feels distinct.
Yes.
We were definitely doing different things, and whatever, 2 hours into it, I was like, oh, if we had if we were doing this next week, we would be developing deep we'd be running plays.
Yeah.
I was starting to see how my thing could set up yeah. Very cool stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait.
A couple of things you mentioned, the liking the cheat. I think the cheat is Evan's favorite class. I think he said it was the very first class take that he took in trying to reimagine to find interesting ways to use kind of the classic, the rogue thief, and switching it into something that was more in line with the Nimble philosophy that he was going for. I think the cheat and the berserker were the two very first classes, and both of them have gone through a lot of transformation, but I think
Yeah.
it's been really great to see them. The Berserker has changed a lot more than the cheat. Like the cheat was like very formed from the beginning. It's like it's going to break the rules, which has actually been very interesting to try, and because the cheat can do things, it becomes a thing that you need to take into consideration with a lot of design choices.
Yeah.
Like the cheat is there are weapons, like you don't see a dex weapon that has a really high, like there's not a D12 dex weapon,
Right.
because if there were, the cheat would always pick that.
Boy, oh boy, would they.
So there are some interesting things that we'd come around to. Like the reason the staff is definitely strength, because there were discussions during development of like, well, the staff could be strength or dex, are you like doing it like flourishing, or are you just hitting really hard? And like came down to like, well, we need to pick one, and between the two, it will break the game if we let the cheat use a staff. So we're going with strength. Yeah, smoldering is funny because for a long time it was burning, and everybody kept thinking that meant you were taking damage over time. And Evan, I think I've definitely agreed with this. Like damage over time is one of those things that can be tough to track, and tracking things can slow the game down. And so trying to keep things moving has always been a huge focus. And so he didn't want burning to be like damage over time stuff, but he didn't. I think the biggest reason he was concerned about smoldering is because literally like Finn from Tangled gives the smolder. And I think he was afraid that everybody was just going to do that. And for like a week, we
There's
were
less
posting.
terrible things to have happen.
We were posting that GIF in the chat for like a week. But after that, we got over it. And I think I think it was a good change.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
do you feel like you got through a good bit for a 2.5 hour game?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, for sure.
And I've never had a game where you basically level up in the adventure.
Yeah, right. And that's like
it was
impossible to figure out normally.
It was very cool. Thank you for setting up the sheets to make it easy to transition. But
yeah,
it felt so fast paced.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Excellent. Yeah, like we say, like anybody who's new to the game, starting at level 1 is great, but it doesn't take very long to get used to it. And so jumping into level 2 quickly is something you can do like during the first session. And since I was making your characters and I knew you were all proficient and some like half of you had already played, I figured, well, we could probably make it all the way to level 3.
no, and that's what I feel like. So many of the things, it's like it's much more plain language than D&D, a lot more straightforward. So I feel like the changes between level are a lot easier to wrap your head around.
That's true. That is one of the things that is a goal is the parsimonious language, economy of words. It's been a big thing of trying to find the balance of what's the shortest way we can say this while it is still clear.
Yeah, as someone who gets rulings wrong a lot because of my understanding of the English language, unfortunately, it's a lot easier for me.
Yeah, and one of the great things about the development of Nimble is that like I'm just a guy who was really interested in it, and I got to jump into the community like anybody else. There are just tons of people who put their heart and souls in this game, and Evan's driving it, and the buck stops with him. But he has been so great at taking in the ideas from everybody. So like just as a guy who knew about Nimble V1, which was just a hack to put on top of regular 5e.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're doing a Kickstarter for like a full standalone thing. I'm excited about that. And I was able to join the Discord community and give, lots of playtest feedback and my ideas and lots of my ideas and the community's ideas have all been integrated. Like I said, myself, Double King, Bruno, but there are lots of other people, Chud, Chaz, Sanity, people who even only recently joined. Like there's a guy named Gary who was hugely important for editing, going back through and doing professional level edits to the manuscripts. People like Edward and Emma at work together for like the community, like condensing community feedback. RJ, TMP, a lot of other people who just like, they're just the community. We just came together and we're like, we love this game and we've all contributed. You can see yourselves in it. You can like, and my whole group was, they were let's see here, a mage, a hunter, oathsworn, a storm shifter, and Zephyr, and then occasionally a cheat. And like I can see my players' faces in those classes now because they're different because of our community input, and it just feels so good to be part of that.
It's really cool. It's like crowdsourcing the game.
Yeah, Evan's been driving it, but he's been really open to so much feedback, and that's why like a lot of the people in the Discord's names are in the books, in the special thanks, or in the editors or contributors sections.
I love it. Cool. That's really cute. No, that's awesome. I'm very happy. I'm like, thanks again for running for us. Like, this is great.
Oh man, I had a great time. I was telling John, I was like, oh boy, it's a little intimidating to be running for people who like make D&D content professionally, and they're all DMs. Most of the time I'm DMing people who aren't DMs and don't make DM content professionally.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I think we're all the same. Like, I don't know if that's like one of those like weird just self-beliefs I have. Like, I don't know. I don't really believe in any DM being better than the other. And I actually think good DMing is kind of also good playering. Like, it's such a like holistic thing to me. Like,
I do. John was reminding me of that like a lot of times DMs who are just like, they know what it's like on the other side of the screen, so they're just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm leaning into this.
Yeah,
like, I will eat the blood. I will break the rum. Like,
yeah, we tend to be enthusiastic, and we tend to, we don't always get a chance to play. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I've always contended, like, everybody talks about how great like Matt Mercer is, and the reality is he also has a lot of great players, so it's easy to be really good at DMing when you have players who know the system, are engaged, know how to say yes and all those things, right? Yes. And so that makes a huge difference. Like, I mean, like I run games for 4th and 5th graders, at my wife's school, and I'm sure Matt Mercer wouldn't look nearly as cool running for them, right? As he
I don't
does.
know. I think anyone looks cooler playing with kids. Kids are so good at this shit. They're so good.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's one of the things. Speaking of playing with kids, that's one of the things that I really like about playing with like new people, is that like they haven't been like inured to the like, well, we're just not allowed to do that. So they're like, I want to swing off. I want to swing off the chandelier, and they're like, well, you're gonna have to make sorry, you can't do that. Like, I really like that, which is one thing that I think is important in a lot of these games. Like, other people don't like. Like, I came from 3.5, where it was all like, it was 3.5 birth Pathfinder, so you can imagine something very regimented. But like nowadays, I really like that kind of more free form stuff, which I feel like you can get in any kind of game, but with things like opportunity attacks being removed and letting mobility come out, I feel like in this system, I'm more able to see that happen.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I love it. I'm very much the same. I really like new players, and I almost exclusively play with new players so that I can try to never hurt them in the way where they have board gamified and TTRPGs instead of being creative. Yeah. But that's what, like, I do feel like Nimble like does get rid of a lot of those barriers that make players really like pause a bit before being like, okay, but what if I tried?
Yeah, just push yourself to say yes. And one of the baseline rules in the books for Nimble is, when in doubt, rule in favor of the heroes.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed was how player friendly this is. It's not adversarial. It tends to try to rule on the player's side. And, I feel like for some reason there's like this history of either being completely fair or like on the side of the DM. So it's a nice change of pace for it, even in the literature, to be like, do it in the player's favor. Yeah. It's not broken. it's just more welcoming.
And that's the thing, is I do really like that it leans into high heroics, because I do get that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do like that it is explicit about it. And it's like the heroes are heroes. Like let them do hero things, because that's my approach to D&D. And it's like, as a player, I can play in anything and have fun. Like, fun is my base level emotion. But I really, really do like these kinds of games significantly more.
And I think my players have been happy to be switched over to Nimble as well for the last 6 months, because before that we were playing some very like OSR inspired stuff. So it was like we were tracking resources. They were having multiple TPKs because they were making normal D&D choices. And then we like come into this and it's like, oh, you know what? We're gonna backflip over this guy, and we're gonna oh no, we lit yet another church on fire and we made it out.
No, it's really good. I really enjoy Nimble. I can't wait to see everything all finished.
Excellent.
Well, and it might have been because I don't fully understand the death and dying rules. But even with the fact that it felt very heroic and very action packed, and like all those things you guys just said, there was also still like, you know, a little like there was some challenge to it. Like, like, you know, like when Stephanie took like 2 big hits in a row, like, oh, this battle might be bad.
There was a couple times I thought we were going to potentially start losing me.
Yeah, so there were definitely moments like even in the first combat, like when the second wave of monsters showed up, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
I know.
so
you guys rocked it.
Yeah. It still has a sense of challenge and, you know, and drama to it, even though like you feel so heroic. So that's a great balance.
Yeah.
Strike.
Yes. I like
when the caster stepped in front of the barbarian. I was like,
I know.
we're in trouble. The wheels are coming off the bus here.
I know I've told. Oh man, yet another thing that I wish Jim could have been here, because he likes he didn't like the standard 5e exhaustion system, and in Nimble basically they took the death saves and exhaustion and smash them together into the wounds. And by default, you have 6. And every time you take one, you get that much closer to death. And so while you're dying, if you get hit, you take 2 wounds. If you get crit, you take 3. If you get dropped to 0 hit points, you take 1. And originally, it was every wound you had gave you a cumulative -1 to your rolls, which I think is a real simple way to do it. That is now an optional rule, which you can do. So it's built into the game to be like, do you want it to be, you know, a little bit more or less lethal? We have lots of different things built in there, but I wish you could have seen it, because I was like, oh, this seems like what Jim wanted when he wanted something that was simple but somewhat punishing, but not so punishing that you never want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when games are modular like that, where you can, you know, add in or, you know, take out, you know, those optional rules in order to, you know, adjust difficulty or adjust, you know, challenge and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I love modularity.
You can see by my little subheading that I also really like house rules and modularity.
House rules.quests. You're saying.
Check it out. It's one small page.
No.
Watch the playlist and come back in 2 months, everybody.
Oh man, it's almost at 3,000 videos now.
Oh, shoot.
But yours is the most recent one, Stephanie, because you put in your let's plug. Make sure you go back and watch Stephanie's video about romance and TTRPGs, because it has not only some great advice, but some specifically very cool house rules that you can get 6 pages of them.
Yeah, I rewrote some of the piety rules. I adapted them for romance. The way one does. With worshiping the gods. Worship your partners instead.
How can you make love into dice rolls?
Let's see here. I think I have it. I literally have it on my phone right here, because I
love that. Thank you.
I'm always looking for more house rules. So
Yeah, that's me too. I agree. House rules are fun.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the One Page One Shot Club Nimble
very much.
Edition. Thank you to Twinsteel for running this. Thank you to our wonderful players. Definitely go check out the House Rule Quest and start with Stephanie's video because it did a lot of awesome things. Right. Once again, thanks everybody. Bye.